Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back, y'all. My name is Danielle, and this is my spiritual journey. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about the 12 houses, and this is like zodiac sign, natal chart, like all those things. So if you have your charts, cool. Let's get into it. If you don't, I'm still going to walk you through some things. Yeah, what is my hair doing? I'm gonna still walk you through, but I want to not only tell you what the 12 houses are, what they represent, but I'm going to give you an example so that you can kind of see how it is. When it comes to astrology, y'all, astrology is not my strong point. But when it comes to your natal chart, you have your 12 houses, and then you have your zodiac signs. All 12 zodiac signs will be on your natal chart, right? So there are going to be where, you know, you may have Aquarius pop up in one thing. I started with Aquarius because that's where I am. You may have Libra pop up in another house. You may have Capricorn pop up in another house. They're going to all go in order, and it's going to be based on where your first house is. Whatever sign is in your first house, they're all just going to go in order from there. So don't, when you are telling people what your sign is. Like someone, like for me, I'll say my sun sign is Aquarius, right? So that means when I was born, then it was Aquarius was the sun sign, right? So that's fine. That's cool. But when you start telling everybody what house your sun sign may be in, or what your first house sign is, or things like that, then people are able to go through and see and determine all 12 of your houses because they're going to go in order, right? So if Aquarius was in my first house, then I'm going to know after Aquarius is Pisces, and so Pisces is in your second house. And so you can get information about people. So just be mindful when you are telling people all kind of stuff about you. So we're going to, again, go through the 12 houses, what the 12 houses are, and then I'm going to even go and do like examples of what that may look like. So when we're talking about the 12 houses, houses tell you where the energy manifests, where it shows up, right? And the sign, and I'm going to use the example of Aquarius, the sign will show how it manifests. So again, the house is where, the sign is how. And again, let's just go in. I'm going to do some reading because I'm not going to retain all this stuff. And let me let you know, like, astrology is not my strong point, okay? But because I am an Aquarius, I'm going to start off with Aquarius, and I'm going to be able to walk through the houses and tell you, a little bit more about how, as an Aquarius, this may show up, right? And so if you have your natal chart, then with me walking through and giving you the example of Aquarius, then you should be able to be like, okay, this is where Aquarius shows up on my chart. These may be some of the things that I have or may display because Aquarius is in a certain house on my chart, on your chart, not my chart. So let's get into it. So Aquarius, we know I've already said it before in past times that Aquarius is an air sign. Let's see. So Aquariuses are like innovative people, independent people. We have intellectual curiosity. We definitely have a desire for progress, right? A lot of people see us as visionaries or rebels. I tend to be seen as a rebel. I definitely value my freedom, my originality, and equality. Um, as far as other skills, friendly, social, community oriented, but definitely detached. And that detachedness can just come to like, it comes to the other things that we've already mentioned, whether it's like the independence, the level of intellect that we may bring to certain tables. Other people may not be able to meet us and see us where we are. So we kind of like just detach, or, sometimes we just tired of bringing the energy. And so we just detach. So Hopefully that gives you kind of like a understanding of an Aquarius. So again, we're going to take an Aquarius and we're going to put the energy and the traits of an Aquarius into all of the houses so that you can understand if you know where Aquarius lands at in your chart, then this may help you again understand a little bit more about yourself. So the first house, if you have your natal chart, sometimes the houses, the numbers will be up in that corner. So it's a circle, depending, it could be a circle, and the number is going to be up in that corner of each house. I don't know. It divides, y'all. You know what the wheel looks like. Okay, so the first house is usually the house of I am, and it's all about the self, right? And so this is going to be like how you identify your personality, your appearance, and basically just like how you approach life. And so with Aquarius being in the first house, that would look like somebody who is unique, unconventional. They may have a very strong need to stand out because we went through some of the traits of Aquarius already, and I said that they can stand out. But to me, like there's reasons that they stand out. They may have a quirky appearance, innovative approach to life, like I already said, Aquarius folks, we can be definitely innovative. We are different. We do stand out, stick out, whatever. We're going to do something that sticks out and is different than other people's approach. Um, Other people will see us as intelligent, independent, forward thinking. And in this house, if you have Aquarius in this house, you may struggle with feeling different, but in time you embrace it. Because you're just like, it's gonna be who I am. Like, this is who I am, right? And because it's who I am, like, let me just be different. And then you also realize at some point in time, maybe possibly, when you start reading and understanding more about zodiac signs, that Aquarius folks, they stick out and they are different. And so it's just like, let me just embrace my difference, right? And so it's just like that kind of thing. So that's going to be the first house, right? So the second house is going to be more like I have. There are a lot of times where you can go and see people describing the 12 houses, and it's usually going to be like I something, right? So the first house was I am. Now we are the second house, which is I have. Now, the second house is going to represent money, possessions, self-worth, and basically the things that you value in life, right? And so for Aquarius, that person, y'all, I'm gonna tell you right now, is gonna value their freedom. I don't care what house you put us in, we value our freedom. Freedom and innovation when it comes to resources. They may make money through technology. That is not ever gonna be me. Okay, maybe humanitarian work, unconventional careers, right? I am unconventional all the way. They're less attracted, or excuse me, attached to material possessions, and they prefer to invest in ideas or causes that align with their ideals. So again, if you have I have, which is house two, as Aquarius, then some of those traits may apply to you. Now, when we move on to house three, it is going to be I think, right? So I think is going to be in line with communication. Now, that can be communication, learning, some of your short trips, your siblings, and your daily interactions. It's how you think in those areas. Um, so if you have Aquarius in your third house, it may mean that you have an inventive mind. You may communicate in an original or eccentric way. You may love thinking about futuristic topics, science, or social issues. You may have a quirky, remember that word again, a quirky way of speaking or writing, and you might be drawn to unconventional teaching or writing styles. Um, there was a point in time back in the day when I would teach adult women, and a lot of people were just like, you teach different. Like, you don't talk down to us. And they felt like because you have a certain level of education, you may speak down to people and things like that. I try to see people where they are and speak to them on a level that isn't condescending or anything like that. And so, um, just taking in who you are, where you are. And sometimes people are like, not everybody does that. Um, my more unique things would be in my style of writing. So I'll say that. Let's see. Fourth house is going to be I feel. This is going to be the house of your home and family. So it's going to be like your roots, your family, your emotional foundation, and your home life. So again, if you have Aquarius in your fourth house, your home environment is likely non-traditional. It may have unusual family dynamics or a futuristic home style. If you have Aquarius in your fourth house and you remember when you were growing up, you might have grown up feeling like an outsider, which I mentioned before at the very top of this video, feeling like an outsider in your family, or you may have where you create a home that is filled with technology, art, innovation as an adult. You will value emotional freedom in your close relationships. Um, you will find the themes of like science, technology, innovation, future thinking, like you'll find those as themes as well that is associated with Aquarius. Okay, moving on to our fifth house, which is I create. This is going to be creativity and pleasure. So this is going to be your creativity, your romance, children, and how you have fun. So again, if you have Aquarius in your fifth house, it may look like you express your creativity in different or unusual ways through technology, activism, or unique hobbies. I do have some unique hobbies. Um, you can be definitely drawn to unconventional romances and prefer partners who challenge their intellect. You might approach parenting or teaching children in innovative or progressive ways. I am known for a lot of those things. Um, the unconventional romance, okay, sign me up. Um, Partners who challenge my intellect is definitely a yes, but it is not. Um, People misunderstand that, so let me give a little bit more information on that part. People may misunderstand the challenging one's intellect. A lot of times, people are busy with getting titles and proving themselves. And it's just like, I'm worthy to be in this circle or in this conversation because I have. And they start listing all these things, these accomplishments. And Aquarius, we don't care about that, right? And so it's like you're not talking about anything. Like strip all that away. Now who are you? Tell me who you are. Tell me, bring what do you know about yourself? And it's just like, a lot of times people are just like, uh like they wanna approach, especially in the United States, they want to approach with their accomplishments and their titles first. That's not the kind of intellect an Aquarius is looking for. So if you have where Aquarius is in your fifth house with the romance and things like that, it's a completely different, like your normal regular schmegula person is not going to be able to walk up to you and catch your attention. If they, for whatever reason, they catch your attention because you're slipping, they're not going to be able to keep your attention. Okay, so let's move on to the sixth house. I serve. Excuse me. And the sixth house is your working and your health. This is about your daily routines, your work habits, your health, and your service to others. Now, for this one, the person would thrive in work environments that allow freedom and creativity. And a lot of times that if Aquarius is in your sixth house, you may just be like, you know what, about these 9 to 5s. Um, So, a lot of times, if Aquarius is in your sixth house, you may dislike rigid routines and prefer the unconventional careers like freelancing, working in tech or science. Take an innovative approach to health, exploring alternative or cutting edge wellness practices. Um, I definitely know a thing or two or three or 400, no, like a lot about health and wellness. Um, I do not like the rigid routines. I tell y'all that all the time. I definitely prefer the unconventional, the weird, the things that, allow for freedom, right? And so that is something like what your sixth house may look like for you if you have Aquarius in your sixth house. So I wanted to again talk about Aquarius in each of the houses because I am an Aquarius and I can give a little bit more elaboration on these houses. Okay, so seventh house is I relate, and this is going to be your partnerships. Partnerships can be like your romantic partnerships, your business partnerships, your marriages or marriage, and things like that. So if you have Aquarius in your seventh house, then you will likely be looking for a unique intellectual partner who respects your need for independence. Why? Because we love our freedom, guys. We do not like to be in boxes. Um, we are drawn to relationships that feel like a friendship first because of how different we are. We need to feel like we can come to you and be appreciated and all those things. And so that friendship is something that we will truly value for more than what you would understand. Traditional commitments may not appeal to you if you have Aquarius in your seventh house, unless it allows space for you to be an individual, for you to have your individuality. Again, y'all, freedom, independence, quirkiness, unconventional, like all Aquarius, right? Seventh house. Okay, now we're moving to our eighth house. Our eighth house is I transform. So this is a house of transformation. So it's going to be deep transformation, your shared resources, intimacy, and the occult, y'all. Okay, so if you have Aquarius in this house, then you may experience transformation through unconventional means, such as exploring esoteric topics or groundbreaking ideas. You're likely to approach intimacy with emotional detachment, but you have a deep interest in uncovering hidden truths. You may also explore shared resources through innovative collaborations. Um, and again, the collaborations, they still have to allow for freedom for our unique contributions. And yeah, like heavy emphasis on the unique contributions. Um, the emotional detachment is, it is something that is definitely there. We can get to places where we can just drop you and move on. Um, just, yeah, I'm good. Like, let me move on. And that's why it is very important to be mindful about that friendship and that level of intellect that you are bringing to the table. Because we will put in, but if you are not giving back the way we need you to give back, we're going to move on. We're just going to, it's just time to go. It's time to move on, move on. Okay, so ninth house is I seek. This is all about exploration. I seek. So this is going to be your higher education, your travel, your philosophy, and your spirituality. If you have Aquarius in your ninth house, then you are likely to learn be be drawn to learning about progressive philosophies, science, and humanitarian causes. You may travel to unique or less explored places and value freedom in your beliefs. Your spirituality is likely unconventional and rooted in intellectual understanding. And so, again, we have a lot of our, I know a lot of times it's like it's a rebel and you stand out, but look at it also as not necessarily being a follower, but being a leader. And so if you are a leader, then you do want to take the route of the less explored, right? So when you're traveling, that may be where it's just like, okay, well, if everybody's going to this over here, let me go to this over here and see what it is. Because I mean, everybody's talking about that over there, but nobody's talking about this over here. So let me do this over here. Like, I'm like, come on, y'all, it's just we're just different, right? So, excuse me, that's the ninth house. The 10th house is going to be I achieve, excuse me. And this is going to be about your career and your reputation. Now, remember what I said earlier about this. So, this is going to be your public image, your career, and your legacy. So, if you are an Aquarius, I'm sorry, if you have Aquarius in your 10th house, then you will likely be seen as a trailblazer in your career. You may work in technology, activism, or social reform. And again, this trailblazer is because at the end of the day, the reason, I mean, the many times that I've said you're rebel or you stand out or you're leader, you're innovative, like you don't want to be in the group, right? If everybody is doing this right here, like you want to be up here, you want to be up at the top. Like, see me, almost like that Leo energy. I want to be seen, like, shine a light on me, like that kind of thing. Um, let's see, you have the like a visionary leader. You push the boundaries, you introduce innovative ideas, and those things right there can allow you to be seen as a trailblazer. I do want to say this because it just popped into my head as well, is that, if I am going through some of these houses and you have Aquarius in that house, and this is not in any way, shape, or form speaking to who or what you do in that area, sometimes you can be out of alignment. And, sometimes, you can feel like you are off or out of place or something like that. Are you where you are because you followed your heart to get there or because someone told you that this was the path for you? So sometimes that right there is also a thing. Aquarius energy, depending on how strong it is for you, we don't necessarily like to be told what to do. Like we like the freedom. We are not in the box people. We are out of the box people. And so, we are definitely, yeah, standout people. Different people. Okay. 11th house, I aspire, which is going to be community and goals. And so this is going to be about your friendships, groups, and future aspirations. So if you have Aquarius in your 11th house, then this is like the natural house. Like this is where the Aquarius feels at home. So if you have Aquarius in your 11th house, then this is where the traits, the characteristics, the things that I've been talking about, probably gonna really, really be like, okay. So you are likely deeply involved in communities, humanitarian stuffuses, social causes, and things like that, like just all out. Broad circle of friends that thrive in group settings because, again, you're all about communities, humanitarian stuff, which is still going to be communities, social, um, like I'm like in my head, like I'm saying these things and I'm just imagining somebody just like rallying the people and getting them and like, we can do this, guys. But a broad circle of friends, let's see, thriving in the group settings, where you can make a difference. And again, it's like, if you imagine a group, sometimes in a group, everybody is contributing, but if you want to make a difference, um, You want to make a difference, but you also bring Aquarius energy. So I also kind of want to make sure that everybody knows that I'm here to make a difference. Like I'm not here to take a back seat or to be in the background. Like I don't want to blend in. I want to make sure that I'm doing this thing, right? Um, and then um, because you have the humanitarian and the social um, points of it, then it's almost like, you know, these goals need to benefit society as a whole. So that is going to be Aquarius in your 11th house. Now let's move into the last house, guys, which is I release. And this is going to be your subconscious and your healing. So again, subconscious, your dreams, your spirituality, and endings. So if you have Aquarius in your 12th house, you're likely drawn to exploring the unknown, which could be like dreams, spirituality, or metaphysical statuses. You may feel connected to the collective energy and want to use your gifts to help humanity. Um, Alone time, y'all, is something that is needed because, um, like, we need to recharge, we need to assess our energy, we need to make sure that what we are feeling is ours and not somebody else's, and we need to make sure that the people that we are in um, that they still are some people that benefit us and that they're not bringing us down. Again, a lot of times because we have the energy that we have, we can be quick to leave when things don't serve us. Again, and think of the intellect. You know, if it's like you're not bringing, if it's almost like I feel like you're not bringing anything to the table, there is no iron sharpening iron. Then it's like, why am I here? Um, and so we need that alone time so that we can recharge and we can get in touch with our intuition. We can make sure that everything that we came with, like, how's everything doing? Are we doing better? Do we like this? Do we not like this? How do I feel if I go without speaking to this group of people? How do I feel if I just plunge into this group of people? Like, are they listening to? Do they hear me? Do they value my input? Like all these things are things that we need our alone time for. There are some people who are really clingy, and there's nothing wrong with people who are clingy, but for an Aquarius is usually not going to be clingy because we do need that time to recharge. And again, I'm speaking 12th house, guys. Um, Need that time to recharge, need that time to make sure that what I'm feeling, that they're my feelings and they're not your feelings that you've projected onto me, your feelings that I've picked up on and I brought them home with me, all the different things. So that is going to be Aquarius in the 12th house. So hopefully this makes sense and that I was able to elaborate. I do have some notes that I'm just going to read through real quick, and these are for other signs. So let's do um, Virgo in the first house. So Virgo in the first house will be someone, well, okay. So Virgos are earth signs, guys. Earth signs. Okay, so grounded people, um, usually routine, yeah, things like that. So practical, analytical, detail oriented, service driven. They love to improve systems, pay attention to the smallest of details that other people may overlook, because how else are they going to improve systems unless they're looking at details? And I mean details. So a Virgo in the first house may be someone that they appear humble, organized, polished, like they are all about looking and having it together, right? A reserved demeanor, again, that eye for detail, um, approaching life with practicality. They value the efficiency, and they need to make sure that, you know, if there is room for improvement, let them bring it to the table, right? And so it's like being around and seeing Virgos and Earth people, Earth sign people is very interesting to me. I'm an air sign, y'all. We all over the place. Like, and so Earth people, your Virgos, Tauruses, um, your Earth signs are going to be more grounded, more structured, more stable. Um, they just bring off four energy. Remember we went through numerology. And to me, earth signs are your four people: solid, stable, structured, like all that. And and Aquarius, y'all, we don't do that. Let's do another one. So if you have Virgo in the sixth house, which is work and health. The sixth house for Virgo is where they are at home. So that's going to be where you're going to see all their traits. Let me see the smallest of details. Like all of that is going to be at in the sixth house, which is I serve. So they may excel in service-oriented types of work, detail-driven. So if the job is like detail driven, their routine needs to be like, what am I doing at this time? Now, what time do I need to leave to get here at this time? Like all the things. Um, they may also focus heavily on their health and wellness, but yeah, the details, the um, how to help other people, even if it's you need help with your system. You need to be organized. So yeah, just the work and health. So yeah, that's what I have. I don't want to keep this video going on like forever and ever. But if you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything like that, put it in the comment section. If I said what, like if you have your natal chart and I said which house, like you have your natal chart and you're like, my Aquarius for me hits in house eight. Like, was it on point when I went through house eight? Like, was it on point? Did I help you by being an Aquarius and kind of elaborating, or were you just like, girl? But let me know in the comment section if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or anything like that. Y'all put it in the comment section. Until next time, I'll chat with y'all later. Bye, y'all.